Commander Nia Patel stood at the helm of humanity's most advanced warship, the HSS Thunderbolt, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the approaching Nexus collective vessels. The massive ship, stretching 3 kilometers in length, represented humanity's ultimate achievement in military engineering. Its obsidian hull, embedded with thousands of regenerative armor plates, gleamed under the distant starlight. "Status report," Nia commanded, her voice steady despite the tension crackling through the bridge. Lieutenant James Walsh, the ship's tactical officer, responded without taking his eyes off his console. 5 Nexus warships detected, Commander. Energy signatures suggest they're running hot. They know we're here. The Thunderbolt had been humanity's closely guarded secret for the past decade. After the Nexus Collective began their systematic conquest of human colony worlds, the United Earth government had poured every available resource into creating a vessel that could stand against their technologically superior forces. "Dr. Reyes, how's our quantum core holding?" Nia asked, addressing the ship's chief engineer through the comm system. "Stable and ready, Commander," Dr. Diana Reyes replied, her voice carrying the slight accent of someone raised in the orbital habitats of Mars. "The new containment protocols are working better than expected. We've got more power than we know what to do with." Nia allowed herself a small smile. The quantum core was humanity's trump card, a revolutionary power system that could match the exotic energy sources the Nexus used in their ships. It had taken thousands of Earth's best minds working in secret to develop it, and now they would see if it was worth the effort. "Multiple targeting locks detected," Walsh announced, his fingers dancing across his tactical display. "They're charging weapons." "Deploy defensive screens," Nia ordered. "Begin evasive pattern Delta. Let's show them what this ship can do." The Thunderbolt moved with impossible grace for its size, its advanced inertial dampeners allowing it to execute maneuvers that would tear conventional ships apart. The first volley of Nexus energy weapons splashed harmlessly against its shields, their characteristic purple beams dissipating in spectacular displays. "Return fire," Nia commanded. "Target their lead vessel. Concentrated beam only, let's test their defenses." The Thunderbolt's main weapon, a focused quantum beam projector, lashed out. The blue-white beam struck the Nexus flagship's shields and, to everyone's surprise, punched straight through them. The alien vessel's hull cracked open like an egg, atmosphere venting into space. "Direct hit," Walsh exclaimed. "Their shields, they weren't expecting that kind of focused energy weapon. The other ships are adjusting their formations." Nia leaned forward in her command chair. "Open a channel to their fleet. All frequencies." The communications officer, Lieutenant Reza Tehrani, worked his console. "Channel open, Commander." "Nexus vessels, this is Commander Nia Patel of the HSS Thunderbolt. You have attacked our colonies, killed our people, and shown no interest in peaceful coexistence. That ends today. Withdraw from human space immediately, or face the consequences." The response came in the form of a massive energy surge from the remaining Nexus ships. Their hulls began to glow with an eerie purple light, a sign they were preparing to deploy their most powerful weapons. "They're charging something big," Walsh reported. "Energy readings off the charts." "Divert auxiliary power to forward shields," Nia ordered. "Dr. Reyes, I need everything you can give me to the quantum core." The space between the ships distorted as the Nexus vessels unleashed their attack, a combined energy blast that could vaporize a small moon. The Thunderbolt's shields flared brilliant blue as they absorbed the impact, the ship shuddering but holding firm. "Shields at 60%. Walsh called out. "But they're regenerating faster than they're taking damage. The quantum core is feeding them directly." Nia's eyes narrowed. "Time to show them our full capabilities. Deploy the drone swarm. Target their weapon emplacements and engines. Let's clip their wings." From hidden bays along the Thunderbolt's hull, thousands of autonomous combat drones emerged. Each one was powered by a miniature quantum core, making them far more powerful than their size suggested. They swarmed toward the Nexus ships like angry insects, their energy weapons cutting through shields weakened by the earlier exchange. The bridge crew watched in amazement as the seemingly invincible Nexus ships found themselves overwhelmed by the combination of the Thunderbolt's main weapons and the relentless drone assault. One by one, their shields failed, and their weapons fell silent. "They're powering down their weapons," Walsh reported, a note of disbelief in his voice. "3 ships are turning away. The 4th is, they're sending a transmission." On screen, Nia ordered. The holographic display showed a Nexus commander, a tall, crystalline being with multiple faceted eyes. Its voice came through the translator with a metallic edge. "This is impossible," the Nexus commander stated. "No species we have encountered has ever. We did not believe you capable of such technology. You underestimated humanity's determination," Nia replied. "This is your only warning. Leave our space, or next time we won't be so merciful." The transmission ended abruptly, and the remaining Nexus ships retreated, jumping to faster-than-light travel as soon as they cleared the gravity well. Dr. Reyes's voice came over the comm. "Commander, you need to see this. The quantum core's performance exceeded our best projections. We've barely tapped its full potential." Nia stood, addressing her bridge crew. "Today, we've proven that humanity can stand against any threat. But this was just the beginning. The Nexus won't take this defeat lightly, they'll be back, and in greater numbers. We need to be ready." As the Thunderbolt set course for Earth to report their victory, Nia knew that everything had changed. Humanity had finally shown the galaxy that they weren't just another species to be conquered. They were a force to be reckoned with, and the HSS Thunderbolt was just the beginning of their journey to the stars. The HSS Thunderbolt drifted in high orbit above Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon, as repair crews worked to integrate the lessons learned from their first encounter with the Nexus Collective. Commander Nia Patel stood in the ship's AI core, a spherical chamber filled with quantum processors that served as the heart of the vessel's artificial intelligence. "The neural connection is ready, Commander," Dr. Diana Reyes announced, adjusting the settings on the interface terminal. "Titan is prepared for the integration test." Titan, Tactical Intelligence and Technical Analysis Network, represented the cutting edge of human AI development. Unlike traditional computer systems, it was designed to form a direct neural link with its commanding officer, creating a symbiotic relationship between human intuition and machine processing power. "Proceed with the connection," Nia ordered, settling into the interface chair. Neural connectors extended from the headrest, linking with the biotech implants at the base of her skull. The world dissolved into streams of data as Titan's consciousness merged with her own. It felt like standing in the center of a storm made of pure information, yet somehow familiar and controlled. Neural synchronization at 85% and climbing, Titan's voice echoed in her mind, somehow both masculine and feminine, yet distinctly artificial. "Your neural patterns are exceptionally compatible, Commander." Through Titan, Nia could feel every aspect of the Thunderbolt as if it were an extension of her own body. She sensed the repair crews working on the hull, felt the steady pulse of the quantum core, and monitored thousands of system diagnostics simultaneously. "Remarkable," Dr. Reyes muttered, watching the synchronization readings. "The integration is far more stable than any of our simulations predicted." Lieutenant Walsh's voice came over the comm system, breaking through Nia's concentration. "Commander, long-range sensors are detecting multiple FTL signatures approaching the Jupiter defense perimeter. Energy patterns match Nexus vessels." "How many?" Nia asked, maintaining the neural link with Titan. 15 ships, Commander. 3 times the size of the previous encounter." Through her connection with Titan, Nia accessed the tactical displays instantly. The Nexus fleet was approaching in an attack formation they hadn't seen before, their ships arranged in a complex three-dimensional pattern that suggested new tactics. "They've adapted their shield frequencies," Titan observed within their shared consciousness. "Our previous attack strategy will be less effective." Then we'll need to adapt as well, Nia responded mentally. Begin analysis of potential tactical options. Dr. Reyes stepped forward, concern evident on her face. Commander, we haven't fully tested the neural interface under combat conditions. The strain could be dash. We don't have a choice, Nia interrupted, opening her eyes. The Thunderbolt is humanity's best defense, and Titan is part of that. Lieutenant Walsh, sound General Quarters. Dr. Reyes, divert all available power to the quantum core. The ship's alert klaxons blared as the crew rushed to battle stations. Through Titan, Nia could feel their determination, their fear, their resolve, all feeding into the ship's combat readiness assessments. The neural link is providing unprecedented reaction times, Titan reported. Combat effectiveness increased by 47% compared to standard operations. The Nexus fleet dropped out of FTL travel, their ships emerging into normal space like purple tears in the fabric of reality. Their formation was even more impressive in real space, creating overlapping fields of fire that would challenge even the Thunderbolt's advanced defenses. This is Commander Nia Patel of the HSS Thunderbolt, she broadcast on all frequencies. You were warned to stay out of human space. Withdraw immediately. The response came in the form of a massive energy surge as all 15 Nexus ships charged their weapons simultaneously. Through Titan, Nia could analyze their attack patterns in microseconds, predicting their strategy before they even fired. They're attempting to overwhelm our shields with concentrated fire, Titan observed. Recommended countermeasure, deploy quantum mirror defense. Nia mentally activated the newly installed quantum mirror system, another innovation born from their previous encounter. As the Nexus ships fired, their energy weapons struck what appeared to be normal shields. Instead, the quantum mirrors caught their attacks and reflected them back, amplified by the Thunderbolt's own power core. Several Nexus ships reeled as their own weapons were turned against them, their shields straining under the unexpected assault. But they recovered quickly, shifting to a different attack pattern. Their adaptability is impressive, Titan noted. They're learning from each engagement. So are we, Nia responded, feeling the strain of maintaining the neural link during combat. Sweat beaded on her forehead as she coordinated the Thunderbolt's responses through Titan's interface. The battle evolved into a complex dance of action and reaction. The Nexus fleet demonstrated new weapons and tactics with each passing minute, while Nia and Titan worked in perfect synchronization to counter them. The Thunderbolt's drone swarm had been upgraded with quantum shields of their own, making them even more effective at penetrating enemy defenses. Commander, Dr. Reyes called out, the neural interface is showing signs of stress. Your synaptic loads are approaching dangerous levels. Nia barely heard her, focused entirely on the battle. Through Titan, she coordinated a complex attack pattern, using the drones to create a false opening in their defenses. As several Nexus ships moved to exploit the apparent weakness, the Thunderbolt's main quantum beam caught them in a crossfire with their own reflected weapons. 3 enemy ships erupted in spectacular explosions, their quantum cores overloading under the combined assault. The remaining vessels began to pull back, their formation breaking apart. Neural load critical, Titan warned. Recommend immediate disconnect. Not yet, Nia gritted through clenched teeth. One final message. Using the last of her strength, she channeled the Thunderbolt's full power into a massive energy pulse, not as a weapon, but as a demonstration. The quantum wave rippled through space, harmless but impossible to ignore, its power readings off any known scale. As the Nexus ships retreated into FTL, Nia finally allowed the neural link to disengage. She slumped in the interface chair, exhausted but satisfied. They'll think twice before attacking again, she managed to say as Dr. Reyes rushed to check her vital signs. We showed them that we're not just defending ourselves, we're getting stronger with each encounter. The neural interface exceeded all expectations, Titan's voice came through the room's speakers. But the human element, your intuition and tactical creativity, was the decisive factor. Lieutenant Walsh's voice crackled over the comm. "Commander, the Nexus fleet has left the system. But we're detecting something else, diplomatic vessels approaching from 3 different non-aligned alien civilizations. They're requesting permission to open negotiations." Nia smiled weakly. They watched the battle. They saw what humanity is capable of. "Titan, prepare to receive diplomatic delegations. The galaxy is changing," Titan observed. "And humanity's position in it has been forever altered." As the Thunderbolt's medical team arrived to treat her neural strain, Nia knew that this was just the beginning. They had proven that humanity could not only survive in a hostile galaxy but thrive. The weight of command had never felt heavier, or more worthwhile. Any broadcast, it mirrors forgotten patterns. Old songs in new voices. This was unexpected. Dr. Reyes's voice came through filled with excitement. "Commander, I'm analyzing their energy patterns. The quantum mathematics they're using, it's like looking at the advanced version of our own technology. As if someone had taken our designs and evolved them over millions of years." The Ancient One's next transmission carried a different tone, less commanding, more contemplative. "Perhaps, we were wrong. Your advancement is not random. You follow paths laid before your star burned. Legacy code written in quantum fire." Through Titan, Nia felt a strange resonance between their quantum core and the Ancient One systems, as if 2 instruments were tuning themselves to the same frequency. "You're saying humanity's development of quantum technology wasn't just parallel evolution," Nia stated, understanding dawning. "We're following in your footsteps. The seeds were scattered long ago," the Ancient One confirmed. "Most wither. Some grow in unexpected ways. Your species interests us." The diplomatic representatives stirred, recognizing the historical significance of the moment. The Ancient One was acknowledging humanity as something special among the younger races. "We've spent eons watching, waiting for inheritors worthy of the old knowledge," the Ancient One continued. "The Nexus seeks to dominate through force. You seek to understand, to grow, to protect. Your path mirrors our own, from when stars were young." Nia felt Titan processing the implications. "You're offering to guide us. Not guide. Recognize. Acknowledge. Your species has claimed its place among the Starborne through its own merit. The knowledge you need exists in your quantum mathematics, waiting to be discovered. We will watch your progress with anticipation." The ancient vessel began to fade, not through conventional FTL travel, but by seemingly stepping sideways through reality itself. Before vanishing completely, it transmitted one final message. The Nexus will return, stronger than before. But now they face not just humanity, but the attention of those who walked the star paths first. Prove yourselves worthy of the legacy you have unknowingly inherited. As the Ancient One disappeared, the diplomatic chamber erupted in excited discussion. The representatives from the 3 civilizations were already discussing new alliances, recognizing that humanity's position in the galaxy had just been elevated dramatically. Through her neural link, Nia felt Titan processing the enormous amounts of data they'd gathered from the encounter. The quantum core is already adapting, incorporating patterns we observed from their technology. Dr. Reyes will be busy for months analyzing this. The galaxy just became a lot more complicated, Nia responded mentally. The Quantum Core Diagnostics Lab aboard the HSS Thunderbolt was unusually quiet as Dr. Diana Reyes studied the holographic displays showing anomalous energy patterns. Something wasn't right with the readings, but she couldn't quite identify what was triggering her suspicions. "Titan, run another analysis on these power fluctuations," she requested, brushing her hand through the holographic data. "Focus on the last 72 hours. "Analysis in progress," Titan responded. "Warning, detected unauthorized access attempt to core systems." Dr. Reyes straightened immediately. "Source. Internal. Engineering subsection Delta. Tracing. The lab doors slid open as Commander Nia Patel strode in, her expression grim. "We have a breach. Someone's trying to sabotage the quantum core." Through their neural link, Titan fed tactical data directly to Nia's mind while simultaneously displaying it for Dr. Reyes. The power fluctuations weren't random, they were subtle attempts to destabilize the core's containment field. "Lieutenant Walsh, seal off engineering deck," Nia ordered through the command channel. "Full security lockdown. No one in or out." "Analyzing sabotage pattern," Titan reported. "Methodology matches Nexus infiltration protocols, but with modifications suggesting intimate knowledge of our systems." Dr. Reyes pulled up personnel logs, cross-referencing them with the security data. "The changes to the containment field, they're coming from multiple access points. We have more than one infiltrator." The diplomatic summit, Nia realized. While everyone was focused on the Ancient One's appearance, they slipped aboard somehow. "Quantum signature masking. Possible," Titan confirmed. "Detecting active camouflage systems now that we know what to look for. 3 distinct signatures in engineering." Security teams moved through the corridors, their advanced sensors recalibrated to detect the infiltrators' energy signatures. But the saboteurs were clever, using the ship's own power systems to mask their movements. "Commander," Dr. Reyes called out, "they're not just trying to destroy the core. These algorithms, they're attempting to extract data about the Ancient One's technology." Through Titan, Nia accessed the security feeds. The infiltrators were visible now, humanoid figures wrapped in light-bending fields that made them appear almost transparent. They moved with inhuman grace, suggesting advanced cybernetic enhancement. "Nexus biosynthetic infiltration units," Titan identified. "But these are more advanced than any we've encountered. They appear to have incorporated elements of ancient technology. How did they develop that so quickly?" Dr. Reyes wondered. "They didn't," Nia realized. "They've had it all along. The Nexus, they must have discovered ancient technology before, tried to reverse engineer it. But they couldn't fully understand it, not like we can." The infiltrators were cornered in the secondary engineering bay, surrounded by security teams. But instead of surrendering, they began to change. Their camouflage fields collapsed as their bodies transformed, mechanical components merging with organic tissue in impossible ways. "Biomechanical convergence detected," Titan warned. "They're attempting to interface directly with ship systems." One of the infiltrators spoke, its voice a disturbing blend of organic and synthetic tones. "Your understanding is incomplete, humans. The Ancient One's legacy is not yours to claim. We have pursued their power for millennia. And you've never managed to fully harness it," Nia responded, moving closer despite her security team's protests. "Because you try to take by force what can only be earned through understanding." The infiltrators' bodies continued to transform, extending metallic tendrils that began interfacing with nearby control panels. Ship systems flickered as they attempted to override security protocols. "Your quantum core resonates with ancient patterns," the infiltrator continued. "But you are children playing with forces beyond your comprehension. The Nexus Collective has guided species through ascension for countless generations. We alone determine who is worthy." Dr. Reyes worked frantically at her console, trying to prevent the infiltrators from accessing critical systems. "Commander, they're attempting to download our quantum core specifications." "Titan, initiate Protocol Omega," Nia commanded through their neural link. "Full system lockout." The ship's AI responded instantly, throwing up multiple layers of quantum-encrypted firewalls. The infiltrators' tendrils sparked as they encountered defenses based on their own ancient-derived technology, but enhanced by humanity's unique understanding. "Impossible," the lead infiltrator declared. "Your quantum algorithms, they exceed our most advanced solutions." "Because we're not trying to force the technology to obey us," Dr. Reyes explained, a note of pride in her voice. "We're working with it, learning from it, letting it show us the way forward." The infiltrators began to convulse as their hybrid bodies rejected some internal command. Central Control attempting emergency override, one of them ground out. Cannot resist. They're not just infiltrators, Titan reported to Nia. They're slaves to their own technology. The Nexus controls them completely. Nia stepped forward again. You don't have to serve them. We can help you break free, understand this technology properly. No choice, the infiltrator responded, its voice becoming more mechanical. The collective is all. Individual will must be sublimated for the greater. It stopped mid-sentence as its body began to glow with dangerous levels of energy. They're overloading. Dr. Reyes shouted. The Nexus is burning out their systems remotely. Containment fields. Nia ordered, but it was too late. The infiltrators exploded in bursts of quantum energy, their hybrid bodies dissolving into streams of data that scattered across multiple dimensions. As security teams secured the area, Dr. Reyes examined the residual energy patterns. They couldn't risk us capturing them, learning more about their technology. The Nexus would rather destroy their own agents. No, Nia corrected, reviewing data through her neural link with Titan. They wanted us to see this. To understand what happens to those who defy the collective. It was a message. And a revelation, Titan added. The Nexus fears our understanding of ancient technology. They recognize that humanity's approach, cooperation over domination, mirrors the Ancient One's own philosophy. Dr. Reyes nodded slowly. That's why they're so desperate to stop us. We're not just mastering the technology, we're proving their entire approach wrong. Alert, Titan announced. Long-range sensors detecting multiple Nexus fleet signatures. Largest concentration recorded to date. Estimated arrival time, 6 hours. Nia straightened, her expression hardening. They're done with infiltration attempts. This will be a direct confrontation. The diplomatic fleet is still in system, Dr. Reyes reminded her. The Solarians, the Verdant Collective, the Quantum Architects, they all witnessed the Ancient One's acknowledgement of humanity. Send word to Earth Command, Nia ordered. And contact our new allies. The Nexus wants to make a statement. Let's show them what happens when the younger races stand together, guided by understanding rather than force. As the Thunderbolt's crew prepared for battle, the quantum core hummed with power, its frequencies aligning perfectly with patterns laid down at the dawn of the galaxy. Humanity had chosen its path, not as conquerors like the Nexus, but as students of the universe's greatest mysteries. The true test was about to begin. The HSS Thunderbolt hung in space alongside vessels from a dozen different species, a combined fleet unlike anything the galaxy had seen in millennia. Through her neural link with Titan, Commander Nia Patel could sense the unique quantum signatures of each allied ship, the crystalline architecture of Solarian vessels, the organic tech hybrid ships of the Verdant Collective, and the reality-bending constructs of the Quantum Architects. Nexus fleet approaching final attack vector, Lieutenant Walsh reported from Tactical. 300 vessels and counting. Dr. Diana Reyes worked at her station, coordinating with engineers from multiple species who had been sharing their knowledge over the past 6 hours. The quantum core modifications are holding stable. We've successfully integrated compatible elements from our allies' technology. The Nexus fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel in a display of overwhelming force. Their ships had changed, incorporating twisted versions of ancient technology into their design. Purple energy coursed through their hulls like corrupt veins. They've corrupted the ancient patterns, Titan observed through their neural link. Forced quantum harmonics that were meant to flow naturally. The power output is enormous, but unstable. The Nexus command ship broadcast across all frequencies. Your resistance ends today. The legacy of the Ancient Ones belongs to those strong enough to claim it. Surrender now, and your species may yet serve a purpose in the new order. Nia stood on the Thunderbolt's bridge, addressing the combined fleet. All ships, this is Commander Patel. The Nexus believes that power comes from domination, of technology, of other species, of the universe itself. Today we prove them wrong. Today we show them what true understanding can achieve. The Allied fleet moved into formation, their different technologies beginning to resonate in harmony. The Thunderbolt's quantum core pulsed in sync with the others, creating patterns of energy that echoed the Ancient One's own designs. Multiple weapons locks, Walsh announced as the Nexus fleet opened fire. They're targeting command ships first. But this battle would be different. As the Nexus weapons approached, the Allied ships' defenses worked in concert. Solarian crystal shields reflected energy back into space, verdant biofields absorbed and redirected power, and quantum architect phase technology shifted dangerous attacks into parallel dimensions. Return fire, Nia ordered. Coordinated strike pattern alpha. The Thunderbolt's main quantum beam lanced out, amplified by energy channeled from Allied vessels. Where before they had fought separately, now their weapons combined in ways that demonstrated true mastery of the Ancient One's principles. Their shields are adapting, Dr. Reyes reported. The Nexus ships are trying to match our quantum resonance. But they can't maintain harmony, Titan added. Their forced control of the technology creates discord at the quantum level. The battle evolved into a massive display of competing philosophies, the Nexus's brute force approach against the Allied fleet's synchronized understanding. Space itself seemed to warp and bend as ancient technology was wielded by both sides. Through her neural link, Nia felt something change in the quantum field. Multiple dimensional distortions forming. Something's coming through. Reality fractured as Ancient One vessels emerged, their presence instantly felt by both fleets. But they didn't intervene directly. Instead, they began to broadcast data, pure information about their technology, their history, their understanding of the universe. They're not helping us fight, Nia realized. They're offering knowledge to anyone who can truly comprehend it. The Nexus ships immediately began trying to download and weaponize the information, forcing it into their systems. The results were catastrophic. Ships began to break apart as their quantum cores rejected the natural harmonics they were trying to corrupt. All ships, Nia broadcast, don't try to capture this knowledge. Let it flow naturally. Understanding comes from harmony, not control. The Allied fleet adjusted their systems accordingly, allowing the Ancient One's information to integrate organically. Their weapons and shields began to operate at levels previously thought impossible, but in perfect stability. The Nexus command ship, witnessing their fleet's destruction, made one final desperate attempt. It channeled all its power into a single massive burst, trying to tear apart the fabric of spacetime itself. They'll destroy everything in this sector, Dr. Reyes warned. Including themselves. All ships, channel power to the Thunderbolt, Nia commanded. Let's show them what true unity can accomplish. Energy flowed from the Allied vessels into the Thunderbolt's quantum core. Through her neural link, Nia felt the pure harmony of multiple species working together, their technology singing in perfect resonance. The ship's main weapon fired, not as a destructive beam, but as a wave of pure quantum harmony. When it struck the Nexus command ship, there was no explosion. Instead, their corrupted technology simply corrected itself. The purple energy in their hulls faded, replaced by the natural blue glow of properly understood ancient technology. Their systems are rewriting themselves, Titan reported. The quantum harmonics are showing them the correct path, the natural way this technology was meant to be used. The remaining Nexus ships hung motionless in space as their crews experienced something they had never known, the true power of ancient technology, not forced into submission, but working in willing partnership with its users. The Nexus command ship broadcast again, but the voice was different, humbled, understanding. We see now. All this time, we fought against the very principles we sought to master. Our way was wrong. Over the next hours, the combined fleet worked to stabilize the sector. The Ancient Ones remained present, observing as younger species began to truly grasp the legacy they had left behind. The Nexus ships, their technology purified by exposure to proper quantum harmonics, joined in the effort. The Ancient Ones aren't just watching anymore, Dr. Reyes observed. They're seeing their legacy fulfilled. Different species, different approaches, all working together to understand the universe. Nia stood at the Thunderbolt's observation deck, watching ships from former enemy fleets working alongside each other. This was never about defeating the Nexus. It was about showing them, showing everyone, that the path to advancement lies in understanding and cooperation, not dominance. A new age begins, Titan concluded. And humanity helped light the way. As the Ancient Ones' vessels prepared to depart, they transmitted one final message: the children have become teachers. The cycle continues. The galaxy is in worthy hands. The HSS Thunderbolt, humanity's first true warship, had helped end not just a war, but an age of conflict. As Nia looked out at the combined fleet, she knew that the real work was just beginning. There were mysteries yet to solve, wonders to discover, and a galaxy full of species ready to explore them together. The legacy of the Ancient Ones wasn't just their technology, it was the understanding that true power comes not from control, but from harmony. Humanity had helped the galaxy rediscover this truth, and in doing so, had secured its place among the stars.